The principal value in the estate that is used for this example is 600 acres of standing timber located in the center of Columbia County, Oregon. The land, after logging, had been devastated by one of the fires of the Northwest in the early 1930s, abandoned by its owners and seized by the county for non-payment of taxes. It was purchased by George Venata in 1940, a Columbia County native. He moved to the property shortly thereafter, and the family since has lived, loved, and worked the land and continues to do so even as you observe this presentation. It appeared to be brambles and snags at the time of purchase, but in fact, nature had nurtured new Douglas fir trees across the property. By 1965, it was possible for one family to make a living managing the timber. Management values were identified as fire prevention, disease control, environmental enhancement, and greater wood fiber production. Minimal footprint selective logging has been the order of the day. Clear cutting is not a part of the management plan until the trees reach an age where wood fiber growth begins to slow, probably somewhere between the year 2050 and the year 3000, and even then it might be possible to harvest just the larger trees. The property and management has received many awards, including a citation from U.S. Forest Service Chief R. Max Peterson in 1984 for valuable assistance to the Root Disease Research Program of the United States. In 1997, it was selected through a county, state, and regional process as the Western Regional candidate for National Outstanding Tree Farmer of the Year award. It was one of 4 tree farms in the United States selected for consideration that year. The cloud of the estate tax hung on the horizon, but by its nature it does not lend itself to easy management. Mid-year 2001, George Venata, the owner, died, and by that act created a liability of approximately $1.5 million for his family. Many argue the time payment option for family-owned enterprises solves that problem. It helps, but prudent management says don't run the risk of delay with timber as the asset. The risks are a devastating fire, a wood fiber destroying disease, an overreaching environmental regulation, or a crash in the value of wood fiber. In fact, in this case, log prices have dropped about 1/3 since the owner's death. Environmental and species habitat regulations continue to loom large on the horizon as threats to timber owners. In any of these circumstances, disease, fire, falling prices, or confiscatory regulations, the tax remains, the executor is liable, but the resource to pay is gone. The result in our case is a clear cut before its time of 200 acres or 1/3 of the estate's healthy forest. In the case of other families, the remaining timber may not be sufficient to sustain an independent operating entity. In these cases, the dreams and visions of the families go to the auction block. Environmental and wildlife values are not enhanced. Sustainable wood fiber production is devastated. Both heirs and society are the losers. No matter how good the management by this generation or how many rewards it receives, the death tax drives an undesirable and uneconomic result. The ultimate message from government is the same: send money, now. What forest management message is government sending to our next generation?